very excited to have my next guest join us. She's a very talented singer and songwriter. It is BEL.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for your time.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that people can spell it right. It's BEL.
Yeah, it's just short for Isabel.
Yes. Which I find a very interesting name
Yeah.
because it's kind of your nickname growing up, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I grew up in a big family and that's been my nickname that stuck forever, so.
Well, how did they come up with that? Because usually Isabel's like Izzy or
Yeah,
Issa.
I don't know. I think I didn't like Izzy. I think it just kind of naturally happened. I don't know where it came from, but yeah.
Was it from one of your older siblings? I
Yeah.
You come from a big family.
Yeah, I'm the youngest of 5, so it's a pretty crazy big family. But I think it was probably my oldest brother that started saying BEL, and then everybody just started saying that.
Which is better than "Hey you" or
Yeah.
whatever. I'm sure they had their names.
Forgetting what my name was, 'cause I was the 5th kid. No, I'm
Teasing
kidding.
you and whatnot. What's the age difference between everybody?
It's pretty big, actually. Yeah, the oldest is 13 years older than me, then 10 years, 8 years. And then my
Wow.
sister and I are the closest in age, and we're like 5 years apart.
Still, that's
Yeah,
quite a bit.
pretty big
Like
gap.
she already graduated high school, and
Yeah, we always missed each other, so it was kind of like we were on our own in high school. But
was there ever this type of thing where you're like, oh yeah, you're so-and-so's sister?
yeah, totally. Because we went to pretty small Catholic schools growing up, so like everybody knew who was whose sibling, and it was just like very small school vibes.
Catholic school must have been a very interesting experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you-
It was a huge like culture shock when I went to UCLA for college too, because it was like I went from being in classes of like 100 kids my whole life to like being in this like sea of people where you felt sort of anonymous, which was honestly really freeing and refreshing.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of nice. I liked it a lot. Like I was tired of feeling like I knew everybody's business and everybody knew me too well.
That's been giving you some confidence to carve out your own identity.
Yeah, I feel like looking back, I realized that was definitely a good, it was like a freedom thing for me for sure to have that. Be a little bit anonymous.
Obviously, going to UCLA, living in Los Angeles is already a culture shock as it is.
Yeah, totally.
Then going to school, probably not knowing a soul or a few people,
Yeah,
and trying to do music.
yeah.
That's a lot going on.
It's a lot. I didn't really have anyone to sort of show me the way. Like nobody in my family is in the entertainment industry at all. So I kind of was just like trying to find someone to give me a mentorship or something like that. But I think the main thing for me was there was a class I took at UCLA that was an audio engineering class. And I met a lot of musicians through that. And I think I finally started to carve a path of like a community, a music community in LA. And that really helped me not feel like a total fish out of water, at least for being in college and having somebody to kind of tell me what to do. Like, I don't know, you have no idea. There's no roadmap for this career for sure, but having friends that are fearless is helpful.
How did you find your way to performing, especially non-religious songs?
Yeah. I mean, I always loved performing. I was doing theater and musical theater when I was growing up. So I always knew I was like wanting to do that. I did a talent show. My first time like singing in front of people, I think I was 8 years old. I was in 3rd grade and I did the talent show and it was Kelly Clarkson, Breakaway.
No way.
I was obsessed with Kelly Clarkson. So like I definitely knew, like was used to non-religious music obviously, but I think in college how I sort of started playing clubs and everything was just trying to meet people and trying to start bands and seeing the different like shows on campus that people could audition for. And then I auditioned for this thing called Spring Sing, which is like this sort of like talent competition for the whole school. And like they have celebrity judges and everyone comes in Poly Pavilion and it's like 10,000 people. And so I did that and I won Best Solo and I was like a
Nice.
junior in college. So I was really excited to like try to get more music under my belt and like try to start releasing stuff after that.
Were you really focused on spreading your wings at UCLA?
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
going to experience everything in Los Angeles.
Totally. I knew I wanted to be in LA because I knew I loved music and I wanted to be near it. But I think it was just scary. You know, I didn't know if it was something I really could pursue. So I think it took me a while to start actually putting music out. But once I did, I just was like, yeah, I need to be doing this.
Yeah. Clovis, California is outside of Fresno,
Yeah.
which in itself is not a very large city anyway.
Right.
But Fresno is known for leaning and gravitating more towards like harder rock or hip hop. There's no in between, it seems.
Totally. Yeah. There wasn't, I mean, I didn't really feel like I was in the Fresno music scene at all growing up. I was more of like an orchestra theater kid. So like it wasn't really like, I didn't start playing shows in clubs until I was in college. So I didn't have like any sort of influence from the Fresno like rock scene or anything like that. If anything, the most of the influence for me was just from the music my mom would show me like in the car. But yeah.
What kind of music was that?
A lot of singer-songwriters, and my mom sings and plays guitar, so she would like teach me these songs, and a lot of Joni Mitchell, Joan Baez, I mean, all the classics. Fleetwood Mac was a huge one. Sheryl Crow, for sure.
Good taste in music.
Definitely, yeah. And I was a huge Beatles fan too, so.
How does one grow up with all these older influences that may not have been a part of even your mom's generation?
Yeah.
Because I figure that you might have been into Jonas Brothers or
totally.
something that was a little bit more contemporary.
I don't know. I feel like I weirdly was able to kind of blend it all together. Like I really love pop. Like I was obsessed with Hannah Montana growing up, you know, like Jonas Brothers. And I think that I just take a lot of elements from all of those. I think the writing from a lot of the classic singer-songwriters really influenced my writing style. And then I think like taking elements of pop and modern things from what I liked growing up has like also kind of carved a little bit, like, you know, like Vampire Weekend or The Strokes or things like that have definitely found their way into my sound.
Considering that you said that you didn't really participate in the rock scene or the music scene, so to speak.
Yeah.
But you still did things in high school and in church, right?
Definitely, yeah. I was part of the, our high school had this band for the youth group sort of thing, and I was like the singer of the band, and I thought it was so cool. But that was sort of my first foray into being in a band.
Was it like a cover band, or did you actually
it was just religious songs. Like it wasn't anything like, no covers or anything like that. But yeah, I got my first guitar when I was 15, and I just sort of taught myself. But my main instrument growing up was violin, so I kind of was more in the classical world for a while, always singing and always like coming up with songs, but I didn't really start performing with guitar until later, yeah.
And when did you discover the devil's music? The Strokes and all this rock influence and what you kind of meld together today?
Honestly, I think my siblings were really, they were really influential. They would show me a lot of music when I was growing up, and like, I remember when my brother Lucas showed me like Death Cab for Cutie, and I was like, whoa.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah, and so it was like a lot of my siblings influenced the newer stuff for sure.
Are You Okay was on repeat for me and a lot of people.
Thanks, thank you.
Since 2023 and so forth. Now you're coming into your own. And now with new music, fresh start. Inspired by personal new beginnings and moving and things like that. But professionally, is this also something new?
Totally. I mean, I think it makes a lot of sense for it to be the first song of the new era of music that I'm putting out through Network. And I feel really, really excited about these songs. And it's just kind of a next step for me of like exploring things sonically. And I've collaborated with a lot of people I really, really love. And so it just is like, it really is a fresh start. Like, it's not to be cheesy, but yeah, it's, I'm excited. I have another song coming out at the end of this month called I Want, and I wrote it with Mia, who I'm opening for tonight. So I'm just, it's exciting to be able to have music that I've made with people that really inspire me, and have that coming out very soon.
Wow, that's exciting. New release coming as well, you know, to follow up Fresh Start. Is this part of a collection?
Yeah, I haven't really announced it yet, but I will be announcing that I have an album that's coming out, but I haven't announced the date yet.
Oh, amazing.
But yes, this is part of a bigger work of music that will be coming out very soon.
Congrats on the attention that you're getting.
Thank you.
We love your music.
Thank you so much.
And best of luck throughout the rest of the year.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. BEL, right here on B-Sides.